If you struggle to make decisions, it might not be that you're just indecisive. It may actually be that your nervous system doesn't feel safe to commit to an answer. My name's Elyssa Smith. I'm a trauma informed executive coach. And today on the Unlock Your Blocks podcast, I'm going to help you figure out what it is that's causing your nervous system to keep you from being confident and why high achievers often have trouble with making decisions. So when the nervous system is perceives a threat, it throws you into survival mode. It doesn't really know, it doesn't matter what the threat is. It could be something small, something big. It could be some that it perceives that by making a decision, you're going to make somebody else unhappy. So, for example, I have a client who she was trying to figure out where to move with her family for a job. And she was really worried about how her parents were going to take the news that she was moving away from their city. So she sat in this sort of mire of indecision for months. And then when we worked together, we helped her nervous system actually feel safe no matter what the outcome was, while allowing her parents to have whatever emotional response they had authentically, but keeping herself safe, especially if you are worried about upsetting your family of origin, or if you got messaging in your childhood that you had to be a certain way, that you needed to work harder, be better, do more, that you needed to be perfect, or that you needed to be the capable one, the confident one, or be the one that everybody comes to and you're never allowed to be unavailable. All of that messaging is at work in us as adults until you rewire it. And it will keep you playing small. It will keep you not being able to make decisions that are true to yourself because your nervous system thinks that you won't be safe if you displease someone else or if you go outside of what the role was that you played when you were younger. So when you're making decisions, it can be really challenging to figure out what it is that's blocking you. You might just end up going around in a circle, or this is an even more popular one that a lot of my clients come to me with. I know what to do, but I can't make myself do it. So it might just feel like, oh, I just need to be more decisive. I need to just decide and go do this thing. But it's not that simple because the nervous system is designed to protect you. And if it thinks that something you're doing, some decision or some outcome of what you're deciding might put you in some sort of unsafe scenario, it could be emotional unsafety, it could be physical unsafety, it doesn't really matter. Your body thinks that everything you do that feels like a threat is going to put you in the way of a wild animal and you're going to get eaten for someone's breakfast. It's very extreme. Your survival mode in your mind, in your body, in your nervous system is trying to protect you from being eaten by a wild animal. So it thinks that you need to fight, you need to flee, you need to freeze, you need to fawn. And if you don't know what the fawn response is, it's the least talked about one of the four F's of the sympathetic nervous system response. It means to please your way to safety. Hi. All recovering people pleasers, raise your hands, please. So if you grew up like I did and you were the responsible one and you were maybe the oldest sibling, which is what responsible daughters, raise your hand, oldest daughters. If that was you, that's just an identity that your nervous system feels familiar with. So any decision that you make that threatens the familiar outcome or the familiar role that you've always played is going to be something that puts you into survival mode. It'll send you outside of what I call your window of tolerance. So this concept is the window of tolerance is the amount of change and action you could take without throwing yourself out into survival mode again. So your window of tolerance for doing something different than the role that you grew up with is going to be very, very small. It's a very tiny window of tolerance. And if you're like me and you get into your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and you're realizing that you feel paralyzed when it comes time to make good decisions just for you, just for your sake, it can feel like you're being selfish. It can feel like you're going to let everyone down. It can feel like, oh my gosh, what if I make a mistake? Raise your hand if you weren't allowed to make mistakes growing up. I mean, come on, really. It's like, this is so challenging to step outside of what your nervous system got used to as the norm. So decision making then becomes a threat to the norm, to the familiar. So your nervous system is designed to look at any threat and to just be like, no problem, we got this, we're not going to die, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. I will help you get out of this. Also, something else that your nervous system does is throw you into procrastination for that decision, or it'll throw you into imposter syndrome, which will keep you paralyzed from making the decision that is the most aligned with you, because you're going to be looking at this false lens of yourself. I don't deserve fill in the blank. Who am I to do XYZ? Everyone else can do this, stuff, but I can't seem to do it. So what's wrong with me? So you might have that going on. You might have perfectionism. There's a fear of committing to something that may be less than perfect. Dear God, like with my client, she was really scared that she wouldn't pick the perfect place to move to. And if she didn't, then it would be like a big I told you so with her parents, when they were upset with her for leaving, and then, see, you shouldn't have left. But what she really needed was to figure out what, aside from all of that, aside from everything that everyone else is thinking, what did she need? To do this, you have to have two things in place. Number one, you have to be able to hear from yourself in a way that is authentic. You have to be able to know what your true north is and how to make that decision based on your true self. Now, the thing that makes number one hard, the thing that makes this difficult, is that oftentimes high achievers learned to abandon our true selves. We have to shove all that down because you may have been born into a family where there was only this much space, this little teeny tiny place for you to fit into. Everybody else was taking up all the air in the room. Everybody else was taking up all the emotional space. So if that was the case, then it's hard to decide what your true self is actually needing and wanting. But if you can figure that out, and sometimes number two will help with that. Number two, it's deciding what you're going to do to make sure that you're okay no matter what happens. If I make a mistake, if I am the worst person in the world, if I'm the meanest person in the world for making this decision, how will I still completely love and accept myself? How will I still make sure that good things are in store for me, that I am well taken care of? Because your brain is operating from a truth that was true when you were little, that nobody else, that you have to please everybody else because you can't take care of yourself. Everyone else has to care for you. Well, now as an adult, nobody else is responsible for you and for me and for our well-being. So we're the ones that have to make that decision for ourselves. We have to be able to stand by the decision and know your nervous system needs to see proof that you're not just going to be like, well, I made a mistake. I guess now I'm going to be eaten for breakfast by a wild animal. It needs to know that, like, hey, if I make a mistake and my parents are mad at me for moving to wherever, then I will take care of myself by getting plugged into a good community, making choices to take care of my health and my body and my family, staying connected with the people that matter to me. So you have to have a practical plan for the worst case scenario in that decision-making process. And once you do, oftentimes, like if you can't get in touch with what you truly want, oftentimes if you make the safety plan so that even if things go wrong, that you'll still be okay, sometimes then your nervous system will allow you to know a little bit more about what you truly need and what you want and what decision you should make in that case to be true to yourself. So if you struggle with making decisions and just like moving forward, you probably need to ask yourself, what feels unsafe about moving forward with this decision? It gets easier to make decisions when your body can tolerate the uncertainty because it trusts you'll take care of yourself no matter what. Your needs are going to be met no matter what if you look after yourself. But your nervous system has evidence from before when maybe you pissed somebody off, maybe you made a mistake. I mean, for me, it was like, even if I got injured in a sport and it wasn't really my fault, like there was an accident in practice or something, I've messed up my ankle really badly in volleyball at one point, I still had to sit on the bench the rest of the season. Like my body knows that if you make a mistake, sometimes there are consequences that don't feel good. So I also learned that I got the most attention and I got the most connection when I was doing the best at my whatever it was, piano or school or dance or whatever it was. So your body knows that before there were all kind of ways that you weren't safe when you made the wrong choice or made a choice that made other people upset. But what you get to do now is reprogram the whole get up, the whole setup, the whole network of brain pathways is yours to do with as you please. There's a concept called neuroplasticity where that concept is just that your brain can change. Doesn't matter how many decades you've been dealing with procrastination, imposter syndrome, fear of making mistakes, perfectionism. It doesn't matter. You can actually begin to rewire it. And it starts with making your nervous system feel safe, knowing that you will take care of yourself no matter what comes at you. Okay. So if you can increase your comfort and increase your ability to care for yourself with uncertainty ahead of you. We'll just put it that way. Like there's a little unknown out there when you make a new healthy decision for yourself, especially if you've never made decisions based on just you and what you want and need. Woo! You have a whole new world ahead of you. It's wonderful and terrifying. So you have to help your nervous system through it. So you can go with my 3S framework. That is really helpful in a situation like this, where if you've got a decision that you need to make and you're having trouble helping yourself feel safe about making it, it starts with the first S is safety. So you take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Then your second S is self-nurturing. And you can literally just grab a cup of tea, just make a cup of tea, and that you want to nurture your 5 senses. So making your favorite beverage will nurture 4 out of 5 senses immediately. This can be quick and easy. And then the third S is safe support. We want to prove to your nervous system that you are connected. You're a part of a tribe. You're not going to be kicked out of the tribe and, siphoned off and eaten by a predator anytime soon. So just literally text your bestie, reach out to someone that cares about you, text your partner, just say, hey, how's it going? And remind your brain that you're connected and safe and a part of the tribe. Your amygdala, your vagus nerve, all of your nervous system just needs proof that you're going to get your needs met and that you're not going to be eaten by a wild animal. And then you get to make all the decisions that feel so good, so aligned. And the more that you do this, and I start small, okay? If you haven't done this very much, start small, start with little decisions, and then build your way up to those really life-changing ones that can bring you more peace, more joy, and more success than you've ever felt safe to hold before. So I hope this was helpful. If you want help regulating in those moments, you can actually download a free PDF guide from me. It's elyssasmith.com/reset. It'll be in the show notes as well. And that is my 5 nervous system hacks that you can do anywhere. You can do them at your desk. You can do them, in bed at night. You can do them while you're brushing your teeth in the morning. I've got some juicy stuff in there that's really quick that will hack your nervous system and bring instant calm. Remember, it's all about demonstrating to your nervous system you are safe, you will be taken care of, and you've got you. Okay? So until next time, take such good care of yourself, and I will see you back here.